Hello, welcome to Spread Book Joy. Today I'm delighted to review The Secrets of Hartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack. If you're not new, welcome back to Spread Book Joy. And today I'm delighted to review this book by Katie Lumsden, who is BookTube's very own Katie from her channel Books and Things. I've been watching Katie since before I had my own BookTube channel. She is a wonderful, insightful, eloquent, intelligent booktuber. She's got a passion for Victorian literature and she is just also a marvellous person. And I was very fortunate to be invited to the launch of The Secrets of Hartwood Hall last week in London, along with some other UK-based booktubers, and we had a fabulous time helping Katie to celebrate the launch of her book and meeting each other, which was marvellous as well. And yeah, I'm going to put some footage in here, some vlog footage I took on the day, and then I'm going to review the book for me. So I'm at Liverpool Street Station. I'm just about to go and meet Gemma from Gemma's Books, and then we're going to go and walk to meet Alice from Alice and Joy Bookshelf, Emily from Nova Novels, and Charlie from Charlie Book. We're going to meet them at Daunt Books in Cheapside. So I'm very excited. I've only ever met Alice once before in real life, and then we're going to do some book shopping, and then we're going to head to Katie Lumsden's book launch for The Secrets of Hartwood Hall, which is out today. I'm very, very excited. So the bookshop that's holding the launch is Waterstones in Leadenhall Market, and I haven't been there in 25 years, and I used to work there as a bookseller, and the last time I was there was when I worked there 25 years ago before I went off to do my degree at university. I was full-time bookseller for 2 years there, and then I went to do my degree and I transferred to Waterstones in Gower Street. And so yeah, this is all very surreal for me. It's a really surreal day. So yeah, I'm just having a little browse around while I wait for Gemma. Her train's about to pull in, so I'm going to go and find out which sort of gate her train's pulling into, and I'll speak to you later. Bye. Here's everybody. Here's Alice. Hello. We're just walking down to Leadenhall Market, Waterstones. So we just passed the Bank of England and the Royal Exchange, which are really nice buildings, and we're just heading there now. And yeah, everyone's vlogging, which is nice because we was like, oh, will it be just me vlogging and being rude and filming? But no, everyone's filming, and when no one's feeling like it's rude, everyone's doing it. So yeah, it's nice. You'll get some nice vlog footage of all of this. But yeah, such a nice day so far. We've been to Daunt Books, which was lovely, and now we're heading towards Waterstones, and we're going to have a scope out before the book launch and buy some things, then go for a pizza and then go back to the book launch. So hopefully you'll get some nice footage. There's everybody.
woke abruptly in the middle of the night, breathing hard. I had been dreaming of Richard again, and the sense of him, the tone of his voice lingered in my mind. It took me a few moments to realise what had woken me. A noise somewhere beyond my room, loud enough to pull me to sleep.
Managed to get myself a copy of the book. Katie is over there cutting cake and doing things. This has been very surreal meeting lots of lovely booktubers. We're very happy, very happy.
Oh, I've started.
So as you can see, we had lots of fun that day. I just had a marvellous time meeting everybody. So thank you to all of the booktubers that I met on that day. I'll link everybody in the description box below so you can go and check out their channels. And thank you to Katie for inviting us. It was just such a nice surprise. I got the email in my inbox on a really grey Friday, dreary Friday afternoon here in London, and I was so over the moon to be invited. I couldn't wait to read the book. I didn't want to read any details about it, and I wanted to give you my honest opinion about The Secrets of Hartwood Hall. And honestly, I loved it. I absolutely loved this. I read it really quickly. It's definitely my kind of book, but I'm a plot-driven reader, so I like things to happen, and things happen in this book. So we are following Margaret Lennox, who is a recently widowed lady in Victorian England, and we meet her as she's going to take up a position as a governess in Hartwood Hall. So she's driving through the rain and a storm in a carriage, very reminiscent to me of Jamaica Inn and Daphne du Maurier and that kind of atmospheric Gothic writing. So straight away I was gripped by that opening. But Margaret Lennox, she's got hearing impairment, so she's partially deaf, and that plays a big part in the plot of the book and reasons of things that happen to her throughout the book. It's really intertwined in the plot, the fact that she has this hearing loss, and really good disability rep as well. So we'd meet Margaret Lennox travelling to her new employer, and on the way they stop off in the local village to ask directions because it's raining and it's dark and they're late. And the villagers are like, oh, no one likes people up at Hartwood Hall, they're strange and there are nefarious things happening up there. So straight away suspense is being built, and the suspense is built, you know, really well throughout the book. When she arrives at Hartwood Hall, she meets her employers in the morning, so they're all in bed when she arrives, and the servant takes her upstairs. She gets a less than warm welcome, and she's taken to upstairs to her room, and in the morning she meets her employer. So she's been employed by a Mrs. Evesham, who lives in Hartwood Hall on her own with her son Lewis. There seem to be no husband, no other children, and a very skeleton staff, which is remarkable because it's a really huge Gothic mansion with extensive grounds. So there's a gardener, a cook, a butler, and a couple of maids, and that is it, apart from Margaret herself. And for a house of that size, that is not a huge staff, and it's partially because they can't get the staff to work in Hartwood Hall because the locals believe that it's a bad place, that bad things happen up there, that it's cursed. Margaret, as she's quite a reasonable person, so she doesn't believe in these things, but as she lives in Hartwood Hall and as things progress in the story, strange goings on happen that she can't ignore. And she's also like having to live by all these odd rules, not just about the house, because she can't go in certain parts of it, half of it is shut off and she's not allowed to go in there, but about the boy himself. The mother seems overly protective of her son, that she can't let Lewis out of her sight, for instance, and like, you know, they really worry about her doing anything dangerous with Lewis. So when she's caught paddling with him in the lake, for instance, like she's berated, and all sorts of strange things happen. We also discover that Margaret herself has her secrets, so she drip feeds in Katie really well these tiny nuggets of information and little reveals throughout the book. Every chapter's you find out a bit more, and it's always really tantalizing, and you just want to find out the story. So the plot, for me, the pace was really good, but that wasn't all it was. The book is really well written, the atmosphere is extremely well described. I felt it was really chilling at points. Hartwood Hall itself, the setting is so well done. It's much like when you read a du Maurier or something like that. The hall itself has as much of a role as any of the other characters within the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And what's really good is because we know Katie's love of Victorian literature and her knowledge of it, so there are just references throughout and nods to classic books, and it's kind of like finding little Easter eggs. If you're a fan of Katie's channel, you're kind of like watching it, like reading the book and thinking, oh yeah, and there's a mention of this book, and there's a nod to that story, and that kind of thing. There's a real homage to lots of Victorian literature, particularly the Brontes. It made me think of Agnes Grey a lot, because that exploration of the role of a governess in Victorian England. So there's a lot of social commentary really on the class system, because a governess was sort of not a servant, because servants are of a lower class, they're working class. So a governess wasn't a working class person, because they wouldn't allow someone of that class to teach their children. They wouldn't be seen to be educated enough. So you would need someone who is a gentlewoman to educate your children. But of course, because they're being employed by these people, they're not quite seen on the same social level as their employers either. So they're always occupying this really strange in-between ground within the Victorian household. So yeah, that exploration of social class was really interesting and reminded me again of like the Brontes and Agnes Grey. And then of course the fact that Margaret is a woman, and a woman trying to make her way in the world because her husband hasn't left her anything. So luckily she has a profession to fall back on, and yeah, lots of women would have ended up in the poorhouse if they had no husband to support them, and she has no family and no husband. Yeah, lots of social commentary within Hartwood Hall as well. So I really enjoyed this book. I can't wait for Katie's next book. I'm pretty sure she's working on one as we speak. I'm sure she is. If you like Victorian, spooky, gothic, atmospheric mysteries, if you like things like Sarah Waters or Daphne du Maurier, then you will really love The Secrets of Hartwood Hall. And yeah, go and get yourself a copy. It's really, really good. The audiobook is really good as well. It's read by Olivia Vinnell, and I really enjoyed that. I like to have more than one format of the book. So yeah, I'd highly recommend the audiobook as well. So let me know in the comments, are you thinking of getting The Secrets of Hartwood Hall? I would recommend it if you like a mystery, if you like a gothic thriller, if you like Victorian literature in any way, shape or form, then yeah, I'd highly recommend this book to you. And hopefully I will see you again here soon. Bye.